It's funny because as a kid, as a young kid, I didn't like magic. I thought it was all hokey. I thought it was cheesy, and I would watch. I would watch. I'm going to be dating myself, but I watched the old Merv Griffin show as a little kid back in the '60s and early '70s, and I would watch Johnny Carson and anything like that. And I would see a magician on this, and I thought I knew how all the tricks were done. I said it's always up his sleeve. The cards are coming here, out of there. And I thought I knew it's done. Not until around 1975 when Doug Henning did his first TV special, and he's the guy credited for the renaissance of magic. He really brought magic back up as a performing art form in the '70s with his show, The Magic Show, and then of course with live specials after that. And here's a guy, no jacket, sleeves rolled up, doing miracles. And even though on his first special he produced a tiger who saw women in half and everything else, what really caught my interest and caught my imagination is when he did something so simple of borrowing a cigarette from the host at the time was Bill Cosby. And he took the cigarette, tore it up with his bare hands like this, put the three pieces, snapped his fingers, and it came out whole. Now, to me, that was a miracle. There was no boxes, there was nothing. It was just a hand, two hands, and a cigarette, and he did it several times. And I said, well, I got to know about this because it's obviously not up his sleeve. It's not, because he's not wearing any sleeves, so I thought that was exciting. And I started getting into it and started researching. It took me 6 or 8 months until I found a book that explained this. And I can't explain to you the relief that I got, because now I says, oh my God, here it is. Here's the explanation. This is how it's done. And of course, I respected that secret. I got into close-up magic because I didn't have the money to buy the big boxes as a kid. So I mean, that was the whole thing. And again, going back to what I talked about when Doug took a cigarette, it was just bare hands. There was nothing else. To me, that was artistry. And as I got more and more involved and started buying little tricks, realized that I wanted to take this as a serious art form. I started studying the masters, and then eventually I was lucky enough to get into a small nightclub here. Did my apprenticeship in the late '70s, early '80s at a place called the Magic Townhouse, which is no longer around, but it was on 61st and 3rd Avenue. And what we did there, it was close-up magic, which was, very intimate style magic, maybe 40, 50 people. And but we did it in a formal setting. Here it was a little bit more formal. You had a table, you had people sitting, they would have dinner and do the thing. And I spent 3 years there apprenticing and learning my craft. From there, I went on to another nightclub called Mostly Magic, which was down in the Village. I spent almost 13 years there and really developed there. Most hobbyists, unfortunately, don't have the opportunity to work in front of a lot of different people. They can work for their family and friends, so they're always looking for something new to teach and never being able to fully master what they've already learned. I was fortunate enough to be, since I had changing audiences, that I could take whatever things that I was working on, and really hone it, skill it, chip away, smooth it out, and get it to a really good level of excellence. All theater has to have conflict. I mean, that's the basic thing. Any storyline has to have conflict. Magic has a natural built-in conflict. It's breaking the laws of nature. Okay, so we have that natural conflict, and what I do in my show is I try to show a variety of magic, different styles, different things, and that would maintain an audience's attention for an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, the biggest compliment that I got on my first run, at my first one-man show that I did here in New York, was people didn't believe it was 90 minutes until they looked at their watch. That was the highest compliment that I got from regular people that came. For me, I just love to watch people's faces and people smile and just open up their consciousness for a moment and make them forget about their problems. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's really, performance art is about people forgetting their troubles for the day and just enjoying it